to you live from the Washington, D.C. area. We are at the wonderful, beautiful Sukkot, the last day, and just wanted to thank everyone for tuning in to today's broadcast. And I wanted to have an urgent meeting. I asked for everyone to come because I wanted to talk about the Mike King Service University as well as our bank. And I needed to create the environment where we can have accountability and reportability to a board of directors and to uh, you know the alumni and then also to future individuals that would be interested in being a part of Viking Service University and bank. Um, uh, we are a school of theology, and that is our only focus. There's basically 14 elements and 14 schools of thoughts, but our main focus is theology, which is the study of God. And so I wanted to let everyone know about the bank that we also have, because it's literally the name is Mike King Service University and Bank. Um, we have the application I want to launch, and I wanted to have board members to sign on if they're interested in participating in that. And what I have for the board members, I have several, basically not really getting away from what they have to do, but not wasting a lot of their time because everybody's time is so valuable. For example, we had a meeting scheduled for 4, but we're doing 8 o'clock because my 2 o'clock meeting went overtime and it kept on going. So our time is very important. So our board members, I don't want to waste their time, but we'll be doing either virtual meetings, so I think which is really always the best thing for me and for others, and we'll be able to convene at any given time and to report of how the university is doing, how the bank is doing, um, having a treasurer and having a custodian also that oversees the treasurer, and having other more than one treasurer to oversee all the money that will be coming in, because we're talking about wealth building. And I just think it's really important that I have a board of directors to report to. And so the board of directors would be meeting basically quarterly, every like 4 times a year. I think that would be really great. Um, but at any time, once a month, if someone wants a report, we can submit the statements of how the bank is doing. And even if an individual that is a part of a member of the bank, we can give them a report as well. I want the bank, this is my vision for the bank to be for the people, and the people have ownership of the bank. So that means they'll feel more responsible for this bank, the success of the bank, because it's their bank. So after we've raised all the money, about it takes the attorney says it takes about 5 years before we go into the stock market to um, sell shares. So each member can have a share of the banking system for as little as $5. And we could sell shares up to $5,050. So over 10 years, somebody that's paying $5 monthly for a $5 membership, I think it was $10 for buying a share, which is a portion of many, many thousands of dollars, thousands of shares. Uh, the equation is a lot of fractions, but even $10, they'll be shareholders of the corporation. So that's why I'm saying that any member will be able to get a monthly report, the statement, that they get a bank statement because they have one in account, savings, checking, um, the type of accounts that the bank will have. Uh, Basically, we're going to be virtual, virtual bank, virtual banking system, which is now, it's a thing now. Anyway, you have the app, and then you can download it to your phone, and so everyone really can have a statement, daily, with their own account. So that's what I call this meeting for. The university is growing, very excited about it. We had very successful Sukkot this year, and I want to continuously have more um, honorees to come to the table to honor people that have done great work in America, and maybe even internationally. Next year will be in an international area for the next year's Sukkot. And so those that are interested in being on the board, send the letters out so that they can sign their agreement to be a board member. Again, not requiring a lot of their time, just having meetings virtually, and even during the virtual meetings, they'll be compensated with a stipend for the time that they give their advice and correction, suggestion, and so forth. Um, and the other thing is I wanted to have is the treasurer also, the treasurer to be one that will be accountable for all the different things that, uh, you know, given the quarterly report, and give it to me so I can give it to the board. And we want to have a custodian treasurer also to oversee all the treasurers. And so we'll have trustees, treasurers, custodian. So a check, 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 not just a, 4 member. That's it. Um, and then I give the report to the board of directors, and the board of directors come 4 times a year together, virtually, really, and so, if we have a meeting that people have to fly in, we'll take care of all their accommodations. We'll, take care of their lodging, taking their flights, the way a VIP should be treated. And I pray that you that were a part of this year's Sukkot could see some of the VIP treatment that, we can extend to you. So please consider being one of the board members. And board of directors, I would need your bio and a photo so we can put it up on the World Wide Web. Who is the person that are the board director for the Viking Service University and Bank. We're very open, and we don't have anything to hide, and we do everything. We dot every I and we cross every T. And so, we won't have like a physical bank, that someone can walk into. It's virtual. So when it's virtual, it's, you can't touch it or anything. I think the only physical portion of the bank would be, something that's like the cell phone. It's literally on your cell phone, your bank. You walk with that, you know. You'll have the checking account, the savings account. Um, if persons do not have good credit, we don't care. We're going to give them, they pay the $5, they're a member, they will be able to get a credit card. Um, and the credit card system is really going to be very powerful because the individual can literally acquire about 400, you know, 300, maybe up to $500 line of credit immediately from the bank. And so they'll be able to start building credit if they want to use the credit system. They don't have to. Will also help to build their FICO score and things like that if they're interested in that. But many people, um, you know, don't, have to do things like that. So some people do want to live off credit, stuff like that. So we'll extend the credit, and it's only if they can't handle credit. The only, I would say, bad thing that would happen is we just limit their type of account that they would have. They just have like an account that is just for deposit, only, and they won't have a checking account. That's the only bad thing that we would having someone that cannot handle their credit card and stuff like that. And we'd limit that. The credit card would still work, but then instead of it working like a credit card, it'll just become a debit card only. So they still have access to their money, ATM and things like that. So really, it's looking like a lot of wealth coming into my hands at the Banking Service University and Bank, and everyone knows me as an individual and as a person. So I want to extend the opportunity to those who know me as a person to you know get on board now before we start selling the stocks and so forth, because it will be going on the stock market, and to access the stock market is as small as $10. So it won't be even that large amount of money to get on the stock market, to own a share of the company. And then once we reach a certain level, then we'll cut that off. But that would be 5 years from now, 5 years from this date. So you're looking at what would be 20, this is 2021, so that's 2022, 23, 24, 25, 26. By 2027,